What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Path of the Network Marketer, Day 9, Episode 9. All right. So, for today's episode, I actually kind of want to backpedal a little bit because I realized that, I was already jumping into like specific tactics and getting into the mechanics of some of the strategies and things like that I really want to cover on this show. However, I don't think I've actually talked about why, right? Like, why am I looking at social media, online marketing? Why am I looking at the internet right now, right now at this point in time to expand my network marketing business, especially after, having been in the profession for as long as I have, I have 16 plus years of experience, and have done very well without the internet up till now, right? I've built a very, very successful business, building the more traditional ways, word of mouth, building a list, all those kind of old school traditional ways of building, fostering and developing relationships, things like that. That's done me very well. And on top of the fact that the internet has been around forever, right? Like, no, not forever, but you know what I mean? It's been around for quite a long time. Social media has been around for quite a long time. Online marketing certainly has been around for quite a long time. So, those two things, like I haven't needed it till now. So why now? Why now? And so I want to address that on the show here before moving into kind of tactics, because I think that's going to be important for you guys to get a peek into, well, why it's important and why you should be exploring these options for your business as well. Things are changing. Things are changing. So I do want to let you know that it is going to take me a few episodes. I'm not going to be able to squeeze it all into one 5 to 10 minute episode. So make sure you follow along and you don't miss the upcoming episodes. And then for you guys who are watching this on YouTube, understand that and this sucks for you guys, but I'm not going to be able to always necessarily video record these podcast episodes. So just in case, please go check us out wherever you consume podcasts. They're available wherever podcasts are available, and make sure you subscribe to the podcast itself, Path of the Network Marketer, because again, I would hate for you guys to miss anything here if you're just watching it on YouTube. So that said, I really wanted to, in this first segment of this series, in this first episode of the series that I'm going to be doing, the first place I want to start is mindset, right? For those of you who know me, or as you get to know me, you'll really understand that mindset for me is the foundation of everything that we do, and so. In terms of learning something new and adapting, it's really the difference between having a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. And for me, I always try to have a growth mindset about everything. Again, it doesn't matter how well things have worked out for me, and the traditional ways of building business has worked out for me. Despite all of that, I still want to expand and grow, because I think, when you look at how the world is expanding and growing and changing, it then creates room for you as an individual, for me as an individual, to expand and grow. And it's one of those things like. I feel like, especially in network marketing, I feel like we really like to hold on to kind of, our traditional ways of doing things. We pride ourselves, I think, sometimes as being innovators, but we really, I think, typically don't change very much, right? And here's the thing. I'm not talking about change for the sake of change, but again, the world is evolving, right? From on every front, things are changing at a rapid pace. Whether we're talking about, how things are marketed, how things are purchased, technology, how we communicate with each other, everything around us is evolving at a rapid pace. And we risk, if we are not at least willing to entertain learning new things outside of our established kind of, how we do things, then we risk becoming obsolete, or at the very least, it puts us at a disadvantage. Right, like the example, the analogy that that's popping up in my mind right now is the horse-drawn buggy. right? Horse-drawn carriage. Obviously, those things still work, right? Right? Like fundamentally, it's a sound piece of machinery that still works today. I visit Pennsylvania a lot, and I see a lot of horse-drawn carriages in the more rural parts of Pennsylvania. So that still works, but the rest of the world, I mean, for a small population that still use them, yeah, they work just fine. But the rest of the world is already using motorized vehicles, and we've moved from combustion engine to very very popular now electric vehicles, fully electric vehicles. So that's where things are at. Like, so for me, why would I drive in a horse-drawn carriage? From a business standpoint anyways, why would I drive in a horse-drawn carriage when I could drive in a really, really fast fully electric vehicle, right? Like, that's the latest and the greatest. Again, it's not so much that it's change for the sake of change, but sometimes we hold on to the things that we know and the things that we are certain of so tightly, that it ends up holding us back. It ends up just holding us back from what we can really achieve in our lives and in our businesses. Well, in our businesses, but especially in our lives, right? Because this applies to every aspect of life. So just be willing to have a growth mindset and be willing to explore things outside of, again, the established norms, quote unquote norms, in whatever you're doing, especially in our profession, because our profession does, I think, kind of get held up by clinging to our quote unquote established norms of how to build a network, how to build a business, right? So that's the framework. That's the framework moving forward in the next handful of episodes. Be willing to have a growth mindset as opposed to a fixed mindset, because if you don't, you could be left behind. So that's it for today, guys. We'll catch you tomorrow. We'll continue this discussion here on Path of the Network Marketer. So until then, be well, be safe. We'll see you in the next episode.